Anyways, like I was saying, I would be better for this country, fix the education system, fix college, fix everything here at home, and build everything up like we need to do. Okay. Furthermore, okay, we need to work more on the healthcare system. Okay. We need to work better on prescription prices and all that. So basically, what it means, yes, I eat regular Adam's peanut butter, but here and there. Anyways, what needs to be done is this country, we need to fix it for the better. We need to fix it for the automakers. We need to fix it for all this. But we do need to progress in doing more stuff for our country and Mother Nature and stuff like that. Because you gotta remember, the trees produce oxygen, okay? Certain plants produce oxygen, okay? So, basically, we have to have a world in which our kids, our grandkids, great-grandkids, and further generations to live in. But we have to take care of this planet. It's the only one we've got. You know, and climate change is very real. Whether people want to say it's a hoax, it's not. Okay? There's data, there's scientific data that shows the planet is warming up because of all these CO2 emissions. Okay? We need to lessen the CO2 emissions, or we need to find something to be a big old filter that sucks in all that CO2 and produces more oxygen. Okay? Because the more oxygen we have in this planet, the better we are, the better off we are. Okay? So you have to understand that we need to do stuff for this country, for the planet. Okay? So there are very real stuff. Okay? And yeah, there are people that don't care about the planet. There are people that only care about greenbacks. But did you know that even before the combustion engine was even made, that there was electric cars in the 1800s, late 1800s, early 1900s? Yeah, there's electric cars. Okay, we have better technology today than they did back when your new initial electric cars were done. Okay, but there were electric cars. We have the technology to do stuff better. Okay, we really, really do. Now, there's a lot of stuff that needs to be done for farmers, for beekeepers, you know, for this whole planet. We need to bring housing prices down. And the only reason housing prices are where they are is because of corporate greed. Corporate greed. Okay? Because you have all these corporations buying up housing to rent them out. They're the ones that mess with the market. Okay? That's why certain people can't afford a home. It has nothing to do with the current president. It does have to do with the prior president and the fact that he gave corporations a bigger tax break. Okay? Because Trump doesn't care about the American people. He added $7.4 trillion to the national debt. Okay? Building this stupid wall along Mexico. What needs to be done, okay, is there needs to be diplomatic stuff done. There needs to be areas in Mexico and even in southern Texas that need to be to where people can file for asylum and work and do the various stuff while they're filing for their asylums. But it has to be done. It has to be done out to where you talk with Mexico, you talk with, you know, Texas, and you as a government, we buy land, okay, purchase property in Texas and put up these buildings. And we put up these buildings for people to live in while they apply for their asylums. We do a website where people can go online and apply for an asylum. America is supposed to be a melting pot, okay? And you gotta remember that if you really wanted to get technical, okay, the only true Americans in this country are the Native Americans that were on this land before the Europeans came over here in the late 1400s. Okay. 1400s on up. Okay. So from that point, okay, everybody in this whole country is from immigrants. Yes, we may have been born in the USA, but unless a relative did stuff with a Native American, and you have Native American blood in you because of that ancestry, you're only half natural American. Okay? So, the point is, okay, it doesn't matter the color of your skin. We all are the same on the inside. We all bleed the same. Okay? Now, the point is, the reason I am better than Trump and better than Biden is, one, I'm younger than both of them. I have better ideas to fix this country. And the fact is, I've got to the point where the only way to make real change in this world, even in this country, is that we have to stand up and we have to say no more no more politicians that only care about big money. Because all these politicians talk all these big games, okay, and they don't actually live on most of the words. They don't live up to most of their words. Now you have Dumpy Trump, who did these weird policies where he took kids, okay? Why would you take a kid from their parents and then ship their parents back to their home country and then ship the kid into the United States? Okay, now think about that. The stuff Trump did in his presidency was wrong. And anybody that thinks his foreign policies were okay, they're not. Because what he did was he furthered child trafficking. He was part of it. He used the U.S. government to further his child trafficking ring. Come on, Title 42 that he did, if you read deep into that, where he's taking kids from their parents and shipping the parents back home and the kids into America, he was doing it for his trafficking ring. But he was using the federal government to do it. So everybody in Congress that allowed for that policy, okay, allowed for that type of foreign policy, is all guilty of child trafficking. Even Matt, the Republican that's talking about all this stuff, every single one of them, Marjorie Taylor Greene, they're all guilty of trafficking children. Okay, every single one of them, because of that Title 42. Because what it is, it took the children from their parents and transferred their parents back home. You don't do that. You don't take kids from their parents. What do you think the CPS is in the States? It's basically a way to traffic kids. They take kids from their parents to make money. The federal government pays CPS money for every child that they take out of a home. Even if there's nothing wrong in that home, just because they want to make a buck off that child. Okay? So we have to stop all this trafficking, period. In our own country, we have to get foreign countries to stop it in their countries, but it all has to stop. And nobody understands it more than the person that went through the foster care system. Me. Okay, I went through the system. Hillary Clinton did a thing to where she made her husband sign a thing into law to steal kids from their parents. Okay? In the States, using CPS. okay, take from somebody that can have kids and give them to whoever wants the kids for money, and pay every CPS person a bunch of money to take children. CPS is a corrupt agency. We have to put laws down to where they have to where they have, they can't just take kids just to take them. They have to have a whole lot. There has to actually be some type of, and they have to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt to even get in front of a judge to even have the kids removed from home. They can't just sit there and kidnap the kids, which they did in my case. They kidnapped my 4 older boys. Okay, they kidnapped them for money. They used the court system. They lied to the courts. They did all this stuff. They kidnapped my children because they said, oh, we did a VPA. Well, I never signed it. And under law, since I never signed the VPA, they could not legally take my son Cordell. They took him, and then when I rescinded the VPA, they had 24 hours to return him. It's they had 1 day to take me to court or return him home. They did not return him home. The social worker took 10 days to do a petition. Over 10 days to do that. It's over 2 weeks from the time that I rescinded the VPA. Then in another case, they tried to do it, say, oh, we did an AEP, which is an authorized emergency placement. But I was never given the paperwork, because there's a piece of paper that talks about what it is and what you need to do and da-da-da. That's supposed to be given to the parents in 24 hours. Never was. So, furthermore, the reason I would be a better president is, one, I will fix this country the way it needs to be fixed. We need to be more. Do you know how you make real change? You be the example. You don't be bullies. You don't sit there and say we're gonna shoot people if you rob a joint, okay? Because that's just causing more violence. People already do enough violence on their own without it being pushed by a president or an ex-president or anything like that. We need to stop the violence, stop the greed, stop all this stuff. Okay? We need to talk to these areas that have these, and say, look, this is what you need to do for war on this, and how to get rid of this, and how to stop this. But you have to do it in a diplomatic way, and in a way in which you show that, hey, this is what we need to do. This is how we need to do it. Okay? You get all the lobbyists out, and you say, look, unless you're going to work on this agenda, you're going to support me on this agenda and this agenda. That's the only way this stuff's going to work. Okay? Now, the reason I'm running for president and need to raise my funds so I can put my hat in and stuff in the Democratic taking around against Joe Biden and Trump and all that is because of the fact that I am a better person for the job. I am younger. I have more years on my belt. There are more years ahead of me, and I'm not getting all decrepit. And the fact is, we need to make this country better. How do we make it better for our families? How do we make it better for our children? How do we set the example of being better and not petty? Because if you look at all this stuff from around the world, you got this German guy that wants Trump so that they can take advantage of Trump, okay? You got Putin, who invaded Ukraine because Trump's not in office, okay? Because Trump would have not supported Ukraine if Trump was in office. Okay, Putin had already planned to invade Ukraine. while Trump was in office, because Trump is a coward. And Trump would let everything go on and not done anything to help. Okay? And this stuff of, oh, there'd be a government shutdown. Well, it's a government shutdown that doesn't keep Congress from getting paid, that doesn't keep all these other people from getting paid. It just keeps federal agencies from getting paid. The agencies in which do food stamps, which do all these other programs. Okay, that's the only thing it affects. It doesn't affect Congress and their pay. I mean, they sit there and they get paid for when they're not even in office. Okay, I'm sorry, but if you're not physically on the Capitol grounds and working on stuff, I'm not gonna pay you. Okay, I, as the American person, doesn't want to pay a person to be on vacation, for over a month. Okay, for a month and a half. I don't want to pay somebody a monthly salary when they're not even doing stuff in the Capitol or working, and they're just dinking around at home, puttering around. I, as American citizens, don't want to pay a congressperson. And you make $174,000 a year. You have more vacations, more times where you're sitting on your butt collecting a paycheck and not actually working for the American people. And in order for us to make this country better, we need to have people better in office. We need to have the younger generation get in office. We need to have everybody to do better. And get all these people that are in there that are talking special interests. That Matt dude, he has some special interest, dude. He has somebody paying him. And I'm sure he's making some money from Trump. Same with Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm sure they're making money from Trump. I mean, I really wouldn't put it past them. But the point is people that have that thought pattern, okay, Trump doesn't care about the military. If he's calling them losers and suckers, he does not care about the military. He doesn't care about the fact that, of anybody. He doesn't care about anybody. He cares about himself because he's a narcissist. He's narcissistic. He only cares about himself. And if it doesn't go his way, he throws a tantrum like a baby. He bullies people. He doesn't pay people properly in all his businesses. I mean, there's people that he owes money to that he still hasn't paid. Why do you think Trump's getting sued so much? Because he rips people off. He's a con artist. He's always been a con artist. And there was more crime in the time that he started his stuff in the 80s in New York than there is now. So, think about that. And anybody that believes Trump's BS lies is brainwashed. Because that man is the biggest narcissistic baby there is in this world. Okay? You can track his family history over 150 years. Not a single person in his family has ever served in the military. And his family comes from Germany. Okay? His family line is from Germany. Okay? From the area of Adolf Hitler and all those people. Okay? So they're from that area. Trump doesn't care about America. He spits it out here. He doesn't give a damn about this country. All he cares about is greed and corporate greed. That's all that man ever cares about. And he wants to push the ideas to other people in Congress and stuff like that. Okay? When you have people saying, like, these corporations need to pay their fair share. Okay? The pipeline that was trying to be done was going across Native American land. You don't do that. You're just gonna go right through their land that was theirs. We didn't have permission to put it through there. They didn't want it through there because it was going to hurt the environment. Okay? If we want to have better stuff in this country, we need to do it a certain way. But we have to do it a proper way. Okay? Period. Talk to all these communities. Figure out how to do these things. And how to go about it where it's safe for the environment. It can help these people. Because just sitting there saying, well, we're going to put stuff through your land just because we can. No. We took this country from the Native Americans, okay? We owe them a lot of money. Okay, and a lot of things. So we have to do stuff to get on better footing with the Native Americans. Matthias, don't play with this, buddy. You know, I'm a father. You know, it doesn't come apart, Matthias. It's for making popsicles. Okay? Yeah, it's for popsicles. And if you see this, yes, I am a father. And I'm making this video because I want to be president of the United States. But I am a good father. And I gotta get my older kids back because of Hillary's thing. They were kidnapped. So, basically, I need to be president of the United States because we have to fix this country. Don't do that. You're gonna break it. Put it up. We have to fix this country. We have to fix politics. We have to fix all this stuff. Because, you know, half of the forefathers I guarantee, are rolling in their graves. Okay, the people that wrote the Constitution are rolling in their graves. Because I guarantee if one of the forefathers, if we had the technology way back then, certain technology way back then, I guarantee that one of the forefathers would have used it to stay alive, to make sure that what they poured blood, sweat, and tears into, that they would get it and keep the country going the way it needs to go, and be freedom and stuff like that. Okay, so the point is, we as American people need to say, okay, we need to fix the government, but we need to vote all these other people out. We need to have younger people run. Okay, anybody from the age of 42 all the way down to 25. Okay. Furthermore, I think I want to do something where I change the age of, I know they set for 35 years old to be run for president, but I'm pretty sure a person of about 30 years old can understand stuff about running a country if they've been, you know, stuff like that. So, and not only that, but do you know that the First Lady doesn't get paid any money? And she only gets, after I think the person makes $200,000 a year. If the president dies, when he passes, okay, that the surviving spouse only gets $20,000 a year. So unless he has saved up a bunch of that money, okay, for his spouse to live off of, she's not going to survive. So we need to fix it where the first ladies get paid a good amount a year. And even after office, they get paid for the stuff that they do. Because, you know, they do a lot behind the scenes. They really, really do. So, it just comes down to the fact that we need to do stuff to make this country better. And you know, in order to make this country better, we need to cut all this red tape in FEMA, because I know how much money they have. I read that report. That was, reported and stuff, but, FEMA doing everything that they get 2 point something billion in aid away from these areas. So in case the government shut down, that they could use that money to still run, to still pay their own people, not to pay for disasters and stuff like that. There's way too much bureaucracy, way too much red tape. We need to cut all that. Okay? Money goes into FEMA to help these people rebuild and stuff like that. There's insurance for that and stuff like that. But we need to help all the people that have gone through all these disasters, the fires, the floods, the hurricanes, and all that. Okay? We need to be better people and better citizens. Okay? The color of your skin doesn't matter. Okay? America is a melting pot. Okay? That's why there's a certain thing on the Statue of Liberty that's been there. Okay, give us your sick, give us your poor. Okay? America is a country of freedom. That means you don't push your religious beliefs on people unless they want to choose to believe. So that you don't push anything on people. Okay? Like, for instance, the stuff Trump's doing. Trump is a bully. So he's basically doing stuff to bully people into believing his lies, the way he talks, the way he stuff like that. The fact that he spreads violence. There's been more violence in this country since Trump